All right. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We're the brothers coming at you from the Gentlemen's Temple in the church. All right. Coming at you with another In Transit.
In about 4 miles, turn right onto East West Con.
Lesson. You know, I'm the brother Zakaria.
I'm the brother Award.
And we'd like to give all honor, glory, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Chakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace, love, and salutations towards your hopeful elect that's been sincerely pushing this truth. Now, in today's In Transit, you know, within this lesson, we're just going to do a quick overview on Revelation, the 9th chapter. You know, what inspired us, to get into this lesson. I know, me personally, I spoke with a brother, I believe, yesterday at the camp. You know, we was going over Revelation, the 9th chapter. So I was just like, man, we might as well do a quick overview. So, whoever tunes in within this lesson, you know, Lord willing, it'll be edifying unto you, okay? So without further ado, we're going to hop right into it. And I'm going to just say this right quick. Revelation, the 9th chapter, it consists of World War I, II, and III. Even though it talks about World War III very, very, very briefly, but still, it's in there. It's very, very important to know that.
Yeah.
Okay? So, again, Lord willing, this quick overview is edifying, all right?
So to start, you want me to start at verse 1, chapter 9?
Oh, yeah, come.
So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 9, verse 1, and it reads, "And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit."
So, does it mean a literal star fell from heaven unto the earth? No, because that's just not what it is. That star has a very, very important role to play. So keep that in mind, all right? And that star was given the key to the bottomless pit. And for those who don't know, I'm just saying briefly, the bottomless pit is Europe, okay? So you got it, brother.
Verse 2, "And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit."
Mm-hmm. And then keep this in mind too. Over there in the land of Europe, they lack a lot of resources too, a lot of minerals. Okay, but yeah, this is where this is taking place at the time. And that star is an individual who has a key. And what do you do with a key? You put it in the door, and it unlocks, and it, you know, you step into some madness, or
right.
You know, one door leads to a door can lead to anything.
Exactly.
Basically, that's basically what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
So you got it, bro.
It says in verse 3, "And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power."
Yeah, it's getting into World War I. Okay, and it says what? Locusts. So is it literal locusts? No. Now, back in the ancient world, when John the Revelator received this vision, you know, he didn't have the terminology that we had, and oftentimes vice versa. Okay. So he's not going to sit down and say, you know what, I saw World War I planes. No, he said locusts, because if you look up a locust, right, it has two wings on each side. Of course, you got the body, and you got the two wings on each side. You can do your own research on it. You know, I wish I could pull it up, but yeah, research that. The locust, it has two wings on each side. Now, if you look up a World War I airplane, it also, of course, it has the body,
Yeah.
where the pilot sits at. Then it also has two wings on each side. So this is World War I taking place right here, man. It says he saw locusts, right?
Yep.
Con, you got it, brother.
It says in verse 4, "And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green things."
So like, can you jump up to verse 3 again, I believe?
Yep. Starting back at verse 3, "And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power."
Yeah, it says, given powers as the scorpions of the earth has power, right?
Yep.
Because remember, what do power
In 1 mile, turn right onto East West Con.
Its tail.
Yep.
So these locusts also had the power of a scorpion. All right. Now, follow me when I say this. When it talks about the scorpion, all right, the tail, right? Those are the gunners.
Exactly.
Okay, that sits. You know, they had the gunner that sit in the back of the plane, and oftentimes, you know, they hit their target.
Yeah.
All right, so they sting. You ever heard the terminology? Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yeah.
It's a butterfly, but it sting like a bee.
Exactly.
But in this case, they're as locusts, and they have power to hurt like a scorpion. If that makes sense. It's going into those gunners.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it out.
It says in verse 4, and it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of Yahweh Ba'ashem.
Go past these lights, then at the next
So that
set,
actually
turn right.
indicates that one is talking about people. It says, and what? And men.
Exactly.
So when it talks about the grass of the earth, you know, the trees, it's talking about actual people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Don't hurt the men, because why? If you fast forward, more of the elect has been called.
Yeah.
It's for the elect's sake. And how can we prove that? Can you get that precept of Bakwashah where it indicates that the trees or the grass is men? It represents people, basically, Bakwashah.
At the lights, turn right onto East-West Con.
Isaiah,
Con.
the one I had brought up.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 61 and verse 3, and it reads, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord Yahweh.
Yep. Even the scriptures talks about a vineyard.
In 9 miles, turn right onto Atlanta Road.
Fine, if that makes sense. So we're as a garden to the Heavenly Father through the only begotten Son.
Yeah.
We're as trees. We're as different type of plants. Okay, so it's metaphoric. And can you get one more precept that actually backs up that point as well?
It says, because we are symbolically represented as trees.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so this is the book of Psalms, chapter 92 and verse 12. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age.
Yeah, because you have the living waters within you flowing. Okay, so therefore you bearing fruit. Therefore you trading talents. You know, you keep your hand on the plow, excuse me, etc., etc. So you got it out.
It says in verse 5, and to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months.
And that 5 months is going into 5 years, by the way. Because when did World War I start?
It started in 1914.
Yep. So 5 years from 1914. See, a lot of people say 4 years, but remember, you had that treaty, the Treaty of Versailles, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah.
Can you look that up right quick? Am I saying that right?
I believe.
I think it's the Treaty of Versailles. But anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, it was?
Kinda.
Okay, yep. So the Treaty of Versailles, if I'm pronouncing that right, it got signed in 1919. So the war ended in 1919. So it started in 1914 through 1919, okay? Which is 5 years, which represents those 5 months.
Yeah.
And it says what? They've been tormented. Yeah, because all hell broke loose. All war, okay? People gunning each other down, killing each other, blowing each other limbs off. Some people actually survive these different scenarios. And me personally, when I was in school, you know, we had like Veterans Day and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You actually had certain veterans who fought in that war. I don't know if they're still alive. You know, if they are, then hey,
Right.
they old. But yeah, these different individuals come to the school, and they actually say, you know what, you know, my father fought in this war, or I fought in this war. You get it.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll show you different, you know, pictures or achievements they got over the time, being in the army and stuff like that. But yeah, man, that actually went down. It was nothing but torment. It was nothing but destruction. Because remember, it has something to do with that star.
Right.
He was given that key to start war. You know, whenever you have a key and you open the door, it leads you to anywhere. But in this case, it led to that war. And we're going to get more into that individual later on in Revelation, the 9th chapter. What you got out?
It says, and their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man.
See, as a scorpion when he striketh a man. Okay? When a scorpion can kill a grown man.
Yep.
Remember, those scorpions represents those gunners.
Yep.
Because of course, it's metaphoric. If you think about a scorpion, their power lies within their tail.
Right.
Who was the tail on those planes? Those machine gunners. And best believe they was getting busy. Okay, because can you reread that verse again?
Starting at the top of verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man.
Yeah, because again, you got a lot of people who had physical infirmities, and you can look these things up. You know, people they got their face blown off, but they survived.
Right.
Certain limbs, got torn off because they got hit by the power of that sting.
Mm-hmm.
Those gunners, okay, aka that scorpion.
Right.
All right, they got hit, or they didn't get hit by that. It was by a grenade or
Mm-hmm.
different other type of weaponry. But this is war.
Right.
Okay, you got it, bro.
And that's when it comes to getting stung by a scorpion, you can get stung and have to suffer that pain, and you don't give up the spirit. You don't die, or you can die. You can die from that pain.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
Same
point,
thing
yeah.
with the planes.
Yep.
You want me to continue reading?
Come.
So it says in verse 6, and in those days shall men seek death.
See, a lot of individuals who actually went to war and got tormented, okay, at one point they were seeking death. Here it is, they was on the battlefield, right? And they wake up with tubes in their arm or whatever the situation was. Or they woke up to a nurse or a doctor or their family saying, hey, both of your legs are gone. You're gonna have to be in a wheelchair or your arm's missing.
Right.
There was nothing we can do. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they were seeking death. Some people, they got their nose blown off.
Yep.
So they had to walk around with like a mask at the time. And then they had to suffer these things because they didn't have the technology that, most hospitals and stuff have today.
Exactly.
They had to endure that pain, man. Okay, so you got it, bro.
Stay in the middle 2 lanes.
And shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
So these are the same individual who had a desire to die because they were so messed up in the head, PTSD, whatever the case, and they was also physically messed up. So they said, look, man, I'd rather be in the grave than continue my life like this. But death flee from them.
Right.
Here it is, you desire to die, but you're not dying. And you're here, you're alive, paying bills.
Exactly.
You back on the stumping grounds of America, paying taxes and this, that, and the third. I'm just throwing stuff out there,
Because it don't stop.
Yep. You got it, bro.
You know how they say the grind don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Esau, he don't care.
Yep, kind.
It says in verse 7, and the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses.
Yeah, because again, when you go into that word horse, in this case, it symbolizes power.
Yep.
Those locusts, all right, which had those scorpions, a tail of a scorpion at times, it was powerful, okay? Killing so many people, millions of people. You can do research too. Look up how many people died. They give out like a little certain estimates. You can do it on your own time.
Right.
But a lot of people drop dead. You got it out.
It says, continuing on in verse 7, well, I'll start back at the top.
Okay, come on.
And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were...
So that lets you know, again, it's not literally talking about locusts and scorpions.
Right.
These same locusts and scorpions was prepared as a horse ready for battle. So now you gotta think to yourself, so it is talking about the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Just like over here, right, in Georgia, every Wednesdays, some Thursdays, they're starting to do it every day now. They rehearsal their routine with the planes.
Mm-hmm.
They're being prepared for what? War. Because what's been talked about right now? World War I. I mean, 3. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that is what's being talked about right now.
Right. But in 2025, man, we seeing the growing pains of World War III.
Yeah.
It's getting bigger and bigger. You got it, bro.
It says, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold.
Mm-hmm.
And their
because you had different generals and officers who wear different crowns that actually had fur on it and gold. Some had, silver, some had brass, but also it indicated their ranks too.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the Germans. And you can actually look these hats up. I forgot the exact name of them. I should know that. If I could just see it, I might know the name.
Mm-hmm.
These certain hats have a specific name. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but that's what they wore. Different generals, with their military suits, their badges, things as such. And the individual that star that fell and that was received a key, he also was wearing that too. And I'm just go ahead and say it. His name is Kaiser Wilhelm. The word Kaiser means king, and he had a crown full of fur, and I think it came with like a gold. He had like a golden eagle. His specific helmet, it had fur on top of it with a golden eagle, and that's even symbolic too.
Exactly.
But you got it.
It says, and their faces were as the faces of men, and they had hair as the hair of woman, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. Verse 9, and they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron.
Yep.
And the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle.
Imagine a whole bunch of horses running at the same time. It's gonna start sounding like propellers.
Yeah.
It's going into those planes, man. Those what them things called? Dog fighters and stuff.
Yeah.
They used to paint in the front of them, the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
They used to draw. It was like an intimidation tactic.
Yeah.
You see a plane flying in the sky and got a damn mouth. You're like, oh man, what in the world? Hey, look at the Gadites and the so-called Seminole Indians and the so-called North American Indians. When they went out to war sometime, they used to put paint on their face.
Yeah.
Face, excuse me. To what? Intimidate.
Right.
These Edomites, okay? The so-called white race. But you got it out.
It says, I'm going to just start at the top of verse 9. And they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle.
Yeah, that.
Yep.
All the different type of propellers, engines running.
Right.
It was war.
Yep.
You got it out.
It says in verse 10, and they had tails like unto scorpions.
There it is again. Because even in World War II, they actually further advanced their technology. Different dog fighters, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But with something about that tail, man, they love using that machine gun.
That sword.
That sword.
You can't have a toy without a sword when it comes to Esau.
Right. Even they actually have a movie I think called Dog Fighters, where it was a lot of war going on in the actual sky, in the heavens. And there's going to be an actual war in heaven again.
Yeah.
That we're all actually going to witness. But yeah, you got it, brother.
It says in verse 10, and they had tails like unto scorpions, and their wings, Salakia, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months.
See? Their power was to hurt men 5 months. 5 years.
Right.
Okay? within those 5 years, it was nothing but torment. It was nothing but destruction concerning war. That's why the angel was like, hurt not the earth. I mean, the grass of the earth and the trees, which what represents the elect, basically.
Right.
The people who's going to bear the elect. You know what I'm saying? Our great grandfathers and such.
Mm-hmm.
And if you fast forward, Lord willing, we'll be a part of that number. But we're back.
Right.
You got it out.
It says in verse 11, and they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit.
So, going all the way back to verse 1. They had a king, Khazar William II. Okay? And he was given the key to open up that door of war. And it had to happen. That was a part of the Lord's will.
Yeah.
Now we're witnessing World War III. Scripture talks about rumors of wars and wars. And we're seeing it. Just like it was certain events that had happened before World War I, that brought forth World War I. There are certain events right now happening on the earth in our lifetime that's going to bring World War III. Because World War II has already happened as well.
Yep.
And the scriptures actually says that. You got it out.
Second woe. And it says, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
Abaddon. But in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon.
Which means destroyer or destruction. Because again, who's the son of perdition? The word perdition is also destruction concerning 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter.
Mm-hmm.
None but chaos, none but destruction.
Right.
None but torment. He's using his blessing, that sword, that great sword that was given to him. He's causing, war on earth. There it is.
Yep.
You got it, bro.
It says in verse 12, one woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter.
Destruction, war. The first World War has passed. Okay, within those 5 months, aka 5 years of torment. But here come World War II, which already happened. It's in history.
Yep.
Okay. And now we're witnessing Psalms.
At the next lights, turn right.
It says in verse 13, and the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which
represents angels, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got it out.
And I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, saying to the 6th angel,
At the lights, turn right onto Atlanta Road.
Loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates.
Yeah, and even the river Euphrates is drying up.
Yep.
Which also has a significant sign that first off, the Lord is real. 2, is drying up for what? War.
Yep.
You can actually look this up. Okay. Here, I'm gonna go this way. It's like you. Give me 1 second. I ain't mean to hit this asshole. Yeah, never mind. You got it out.
And it says, saying to the 6th angel which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 15, and the 4 angels were loosed, which are prepared for an hour, in a day, in a month, in a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men.
Which represents Esau.
In half a mile, turn left to merge onto I-285 North.
The sons of God, the sons of men.
Which are the heathen.
Yep. And then the sons of the wicked.
Yep. Which is who?
Esau, Edom.
Yep. The son of the wicked.
Khan.
Which is the 3rd part of men. Okay, you got it out.
And it says in verse 16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000.
Yeah, and right here, when it talks about the horsemen, it's going into those warheads now. That's how many missiles is going to hit over here in America, aka Babylon the Great. Okay, 200 million missiles.
Yep.
Is going to hit this place. Warheads, man. All different types of, hypersonic, this and hypersonic that. And then they have titles like the Satan 1 and Satan 2.
Right.
Okay. You got it, bro.
It says, and I heard the number of them, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire.
Now it's getting into the characteristics of the missiles.
Yup.
Stay in the left 2 lanes.
What would you put a breastplate? Like, how would you put a breastplate on? It goes on your torso, your chest area.
Go past these lights. Then at the next set,
That's
turn
the
left.
part of the
At the lights, use the left 2 lanes to merge onto I-285 North.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you put a breastplate on, you put it on your torso. So it's talking about the middle part of the missile right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got it out.
It says, and thus I saw the horses in a vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone.
And they use some of these elements to actually create these things like TNT.
Mm-hmm.
They use uranium. So, certain things. Titanium.
Yeah.
All that stuff, man. Remember, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, so he knows about these elements to further his sword.
Right.
He's a scientist.
Yup.
What the scripture says, the Lord created the smith that bloweth the coals. He's a mad scientist. He studied how to destroy. He studied how to blow shit up. You got it, bro.
It says, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions.
Yeah, because when you think about a lion, where's the strength of that lion? In his jaw.
Yup.
Okay? So where's the strength of these missiles? It's going to be
In about 16 miles, take exit 33A to merge onto
Why do you
Chambly
think the
Tucker
missiles
Road
break
towards
apart
Atlanta.
before they hit their target? They'll show you with these certain spaceships, movies and stuff. It breaks apart little by little.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of it, it's that warhead to actually cause that boom, that mushroom cloud.
Right.
Okay?
And if you take off the helmet, so to speak, of that missile, and you see all of the little missiles inside of it, it looked like teeth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It literally looked like teeth.
It's a whole bunch of them.
Right.
You got it out.
It says, I just started because I forgot where I was. Verse 16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and of them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone, and by these 3 was the third part of men killed.
Yeah, so when those missiles get set off, and that's the truth. You can look these things up. Look at Russia and Ukraine and these different types of wars going on right now. All right, with Israel, Iran, all that.
Yep.
When these missiles start to take off in the air, it ain't nothing but smoke and brimstone and fire.
Right.
That's what guards as target. That's what guides the missile to hit its target.
Yep.
Okay, you got it, bro.
It says, by these 3 was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths.
Mm-hmm.
And that smoke, you seen that with 9/11. Even if you don't die from the impact, breathing in that smoke, later on you go through complications and you may likely die.
Mm-hmm.
It says in verse 19, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. In
Yep. They will kill, judge you.
Yup.
Okay, you got it out.
In verse 20, and the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not.
Yeah, because again, once the Lord usher in World War III, and he comes back concerning his second coming to save who? The Hebrew Israelites, starting with the elect.
Yeah.
Okay, there's going to be individuals, Esau. They're going to have a certain conscience, like, man, they're not going to repent. They ain't going to say sorry. They're going to still try to hide and figure out, okay, what just happened? How can we fix it? Who's going to rule next? All that other types of stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hiding in bunkers, what the scripture tells about the cliffs of the rocks.
Yup.
But what? You got it out.
It says, and the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk.
Which is filled within this place.
Exactly.
Okay? Different idols, different strongholds concerning Christianity, and what other ordeal that Jake is into, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You got it, bro.
And this the last verse in chapter 9. It says, neither repented they for their murderers, nor their sorcerers, nor their fornication, nor their thefts.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget about the 2/3 too.
Right.
Cause they're gonna get dealt with just with their father Esau.
Exactly.
For those who take that MOTB, the micro C help.
Mm-hmm.
For those who can't get right.
Because
it's like, and then ultimately Esau going down. What?
yup.
Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So like, what you gonna say?
Nah, like, because the judgments that the Lord is issuing out, and these ultimate judgments that we are seeing ramping up, like the nuclear talk, the flexing of the military might.
Yep.
You know, Jake is seeing these things, and he's hearing these scriptures being preached, the warning, but he's not repenting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's not changing his ways, just like Esau isn't. You know, he's just growing more proud.
Right. Was that it on that?
Con.
Well, Lord willing, that was edifying. You know, Revelation, the 9th chapter. I know we on the road. One day we're gonna do it at the crib.
Use the second lane from the right to keep left to merge onto I-285. Then keep right to merge onto I-285.
Revelation, the 9th chapter. Okay, of World War I, II. And
Use the right 2 lanes to keep right to merge onto I-285.
Now also, you can back it up with history. That lets you know it's prophecy. That lets you know that the Lord come in the volume of a book, and He is real, man. So we're going to close this lesson up by giving all honor, glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahasham, Chakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace, love, and salutations to you hopeful elect that have been sincerely pushing this truth. Until the next lesson, shalom.